Yes, kids, good morning, all of you. So, today, did I give you any homework? Yes. What homework did I give you, Monica? Is my voice audible to everyone now? Okay, I did give. What homework did I give? Monica, I'm unmuting you. Can you tell me what homework I gave? Crisscross method, chemical formula. Okay. So, what are the elements for that I gave? Actually, I don't remember the compounds that I gave you as homework. If someone could recall, that would be better. Who shall I unmute? Raise your hand. Okay, wait. Achaya. Yes, Achaya, you can unmute yourself.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, I could hear you, Achaya. Of course. Tell me.
Ma'am, in crisscross method, you give 3 elements, ma'am.
Mm.
Sodium chloride, potassium plus oxygen, aluminum plus nitrogen, ma'am.
Sodium
For
plus
chemical
chlorine.
form,
1 minute, 1 minute. Then
potassium plus oxygen,
potassium plus oxygen.
aluminum plus nitrogen.
Oxygen, then aluminum plus nitrogen. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Then
For chemical formulas, you gave sodium nitride, ferrous chloride.
ferrous chloride. Sodium nitride.
Yes, ma'am.
Ferrous chloride.
Ferrous chloride. Magnesium fluoride.
Ferrous chloride. Then magnesium fluoride.
Aluminum oxide. Lithium
Aluminum.
fluoride.
Then lithium
Lithium
fluoride.
fluoride.
That's all.
No, ma'am. Beryllium oxide.
Beryllium oxide.
Potassium sulfide.
Potassium sulfide.
Calcium phosphide. Citrus oxide.
Citrus.
Cuprous, ma'am.
Cuprous.
Cuprous oxide. Ferric oxide, ma'am. That's all, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much, Achaya.
Welcome, ma'am.
Okay. You can mute yourself, Achaya.
Okay, ma'am.
Now let me start from here. So the first question that I gave you was sodium plus chlorine, correct? So sodium plus chlorine. Yes, what is going to be the compound? That is what we have to see. Okay. Yes, now I'm just going to unmute the participants. I told I'll ask questions, so that is what I'm going to do. First, who all completed the homework? Raise your hands. Who all has completed the homework? What about others? Why others didn't do the homework? What about Yashwant, Rishi, Kanish, Shreya? Selvanarayana Srivatsan, Jwalan, Ritika Ramprabhu, Samyukta, Satyamoumita. Why didn't you people do your homework? Okay, Ishwant Rishi, I'm unmuting you. Unmute yourself. Okay, Ishwant Rishi, tell me how to. Okay. Yashwant, do you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, can you tell me how the compound will be?
1 second, ma'am. What, ma'am?
What is the answer for this question?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm out, ma'am. So I'm not having the notebook, ma'am.
Okay, not a problem. Just try. So you have sodium plus chlorine.
Sodium chloride, ma'am.
What is the symbol of sodium?
Na, ma'am.
Okay. Once sodium and chlorine combines, what will happen to sodium? What will it become?
Sodium will give to chlorine, ma'am. Sodium will lose and chlorine will gain, ma'am.
So sodium will lose one electron, chlorine will gain one electron. So what is this called as? Sodium
NaCl.
chloride.
Oh, yes, sir.
So you call it as NaCl. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Ashwant Rishi.
Can I mute, ma'am?
Yeah. Next is Shrutika.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, Shrutika. Tell me what answer we'll write here for potassium oxide, oxygen.
Ma'am, for potassium it is K, ma'am.
Hmm.
So it is now for oxygen it is O, ma'am.
Hmm.
So KO2, ma'am.
No. First, potassium becomes a positive ion here, correct? Its electronic configuration is. What is electronic configuration of oxygen?
Ma'am, it is 2,
Hmm.
8,
Hmm.
and ma'am, no, ma'am, it is 2 and 6, ma'am.
Hmm. Good. Now
It
what
has,
will happen?
it has to gain 2 electrons, ma'am.
So, how many potassium atom do you need?
Ma'am, we
One,
need
one
2,
electron. Two,
2 electrons, ma'am.
two electrons it needs. So
Yes,
one potassium can lose only one electron and it becomes K plus 1. So now if I have two potassium, it will lose two electrons and it becomes 2K plus 1 ion, and one oxygen, if it gains two electron, it becomes O2 minus. Clear?
yes, ma'am.
That's all. So this is called as potassium ion, potassium only. But this is called as what?
Oxide, ma'am.
So potassium and oxygen, when they combine, they form potassium oxide. Symbol of potassium is O, oxide O, valency 1, oxygen valency 2. When you crisscross, what will be the formula now?
K2O, ma'am.
Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, thank you, Shrutika. Next, I would like to unmute Grace.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, Grace. Now, can you tell me the answer for this? Aluminum plus nitrogen?
Yes, ma'am. Zinc. Al. Al plus N.
Hmm.
Now Al. Al will lose. No. Ma'am, I don't know how to explain it, ma'am.
Just say me. Al loses how many electrons?
3 electrons.
So, what will be the charge of Al?
Plus 3.
Then what happens to nitrogen?
It will gain 3 electrons.
So, what will be the charge of nitrogen?
Minus 3.
Now, this is called as
Aluminum nitride.
aluminium, and this is nitride, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So, what will be the chemical formula now? Aluminum chemical formula symbol is Al, and nitrogen without including the charge it is N, correct? So the basic difference between nitrogen and nitride is the symbol is same, but this is an atom, this is an ion. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now valency for both is 3, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Then what will you do?
Crisscross it, ma'am.
Directly crisscross or simplify it?
Simplify, ma'am.
1 3 is 3 1. So 1 1 only you have. Now if you crisscross, you will get Al N. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Thank you, Grace.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's go to the question. Okay, now next question is to Monica Shri. Not Monica Shri. Selva Narayana Srivatsan. Can you unmute yourself? Yes, Selva Narayana Srivatsan. Srivatsan. Hear me, Srivatsan. Srivatsan. Talk something. Srivatsan. Okay, there is some technical issue, I guess, from Srivatsan's side. We don't hear you anything. Anyway, I'm muting yourself now. You can reply in chat the answer for aluminum oxide. What is the chemical formula of aluminum oxide? Please reply in chat, Srivatsan. Okay. Next, I wanted Abhay Akshay. Yes, Abhay Akshay. Can you tell me what is the answer for the second one, ferrous chloride? Yes, tell me. Ferrous is Fe. Good. Chloride? Good. Valency of ferrous? Chloride? Huh? Good, good. Then crisscross. So what will be the valence charge formula now? Very good. Very good. Thank you, Akshay. Very good, Akshay. Next question goes to Rishikesh.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, Rishikesh. Now tell me what is the answer for magnesium chloride?
A symbol for magnesium is Mg. For fluoride, it is Fl.
No, it is F. Okay? It's not Fl. Okay?
Ma'am, magnesium valency 2, ma'am.
Okay.
Fluoride 1, ma'am. Crisscross. Ma'am, so magnesium will get 1 and fluoride will get 2. So MgF2, ma'am.
Very good, Rishikesh. Thank you. Jwalin Lani. Jwalin, kindly unmute yourself. Okay. Next, I would like to unmute. Yes, Jwalin, have you unmuted yourself? Jwalin? Jwalin, do you hear me? Jwalin? Okay, fine, not a problem. So next question I'm going to ask to Janisha. Janisha, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, Janisha. Did you complete your homework, Janisha?
Yes, ma'am. Something I completed, ma'am.
Few completed. Okay, you
Yes,
didn't raise
ma'am.
your hand, so I consider that you didn't complete. Anyway,
Yes,
try
ma'am.
to complete all the homework. Okay. Now tell me now. Aluminum oxide. What's the symbol of aluminum?
AL, ma'am.
Good. Oxide.
O, ma'am.
Good. Valency of aluminum.
Yes. 2, ma'am.
Okay, I'll tell you atomic number. Aluminum's atomic number is 13. So what will be the electronic configuration?
2,8,3, ma'am.
So what is the valency?
2,8,3, ma'am.
Are the electronic configuration. To become stable, what will aluminum do?
It will lose 3 electrons, ma'am.
So its valency is
3.
good. What is the valency of oxygen?
2, ma'am.
Good. When you crisscross, what happens?
AlO3, ma'am.
No, Al.
So,
This two, எங்க arrow போட்டிருக்கேன் crisscross பண்ணுமா?
yes, ma'am.
அப்போ Al
2O3.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you,
Very
ma'am.
good. Try for the remaining, okay?
Yes,
Now.
ma'am. I will try, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Janisha. Next is Samyuta. Samyuta. Now try for lithium fluoride, Samyuta. What is the symbol of lithium fluoride? What is the symbol for lithium?
Li, ma'am.
Okay. For fluoride,
F, ma'am.
valency of lithium,
1, ma'am.
fluoride.
1, ma'am.
Good. When you crisscross,
Li1, Fi1.
not Fi1, F1, but F need not be mentioned. So LIF will be the formula. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Thank you, Samyuta. Next.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Sivani Arasi. Mute yourself, Samyuta. Sivani Arasi. Yes, Sivani Arasi. Tell me what is the formula for beryllium oxide?
B, ma'am.
Oxide.
O, ma'am.
Valency of beryllium.
2, ma'am.
Oxide.
2, ma'am.
Then
Crisscross, ma'am.
you have to simplify. Okay.
1, ma'am.
Now crisscross. So what will be the formula?
BO, ma'am.
Good. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next is what? Potassium sulfide, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. I'll ask question next to someone else. Thank you, Shivani. Students, you're doing so well. Good. Aditya Kumar?
Hello, yes, ma'am.
Yes, Aditya Kumar. Tell answer for this question. Potassium sulfide.
Ma'am?
Tell me answer for this. What is the symbol of potassium?
K, ma'am. Potassium K.
Sulfide.
S.
Valency of potassium.
What valency of potassium is 1.
Sulfide.
2.
Good. Now?
Now the crisscross method will, ma'am.
So what will be the formula?
K2S1.
K2S1. So you can write it as K2?
Yes.
Children, kindly look for the capital letter and small letter that I mentioned. Okay. Next, what you have? Calcium phosphide, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the symbol of calcium?
Calcium Ca.
Phosphide?
P.
What is the valency of calcium?
2, ma'am.
Phosphide?
3.
So now crisscross. What is the formula?
Ca3P2.
Good. You all understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Aditya.
Welcome, ma'am.
So next, Kanish.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Kanish. Can you tell me answer for the next one?
Ma'am, cuprous, it is copper, ma'am.
Cu. Huh? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Oxide?
O, ma'am.
Cuprous valency?
Ma'am, cuprous valency is 2.
No, 1. Cupric is only 2. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Cuprous
Oxide
1,
2.
cupric 2. Oxide 2.
Oxide 2.
Now?
Crisscross.
Very good. What about ferric oxide?
Ferric is iron, ma'am.
Symbol. Okay, wait. Let
Fe.
me ask this question next one. Thank you. Good.
Fe.
Thank you. Thank you, Kanish. Next question goes to Reshmi. Reshmi, unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Ferric oxide. What is the symbol of ferric ion?
F, ma'am.
Huh?
Fe, ma'am.
Oxide.
O, ma'am.
Valency for ferric.
Ferric valency.
Okay, not a problem. For copper, you had 2 valency. 1, 2. So if it is 1, you call it as cuprous. If it is 2, you call it as cupric. Similarly, iron also had 2 valency. One is ferrous and other is ferric. If it is ferrous, valency is 2 and ferric valency is 3. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
So here what is the valency of ferric?
3, ma'am.
Oxide?
2, ma'am.
Now when you crisscross?
Ma'am, Fe2O3.
Very good. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Reshmi.
Thank you, ma'am.
So kids, so far we were seeing about your chemical formula, right? So almost we are reaching the end of this chapter. The chapter name is Elements, Compounds and Mixtures. Okay, so now what is idea about elements, compounds and mixture? Now that we have understood, I'm just going to unmute any one of you and I'm just going to ask you to summarize, okay? Srinita, can you unmute yourself, Srinita? Okay, Satya Maumita.
Ma'am?
Okay, Srinita has unmuted. Okay, Srinita, my question is, what did you understand so far from this chapter?
Ma'am, can I tell the definitions for the elements, compounds, and mixtures, ma'am?
You just say anything. Others, please listen to what she say. Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, elements are atoms that cannot be divided more than that, ma'am. More than that, it cannot be divided, ma'am. That are called elements, ma'am. Compounds are elements mixed together. They are called compounds, ma'am.
Okay.
Mixed together. Or 2 or more elements mixed together are called compounds, ma'am.
Okay. So elements means this, compounds means that. That's all. Huh?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Are there any conditions for the formation of a compound?
Yes, ma'am.
What is a condition?
It should be stable, ma'am. It should be stable.
Element should become stable during the formation of a compound, correct?
Yes, miss.
So elements, we could say that for compound, elements, and they also combine in fixed proportion, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Like Fe2O3 in the sense, only 2 iron and 3 oxygen can form Fe2O3, right?
Yes,
so
ma'am.
Elements combine in
a fixed proportion.
To form compound. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is for your compound. Elements, what did you say? What is element made up of?
Ma'am, elements are made up of only one substance, ma'am. It cannot be
What
divided
is
more
that
than
one
that.
substance called as?
Element, ma'am.
Actually, the first chapter for you is only elements and compounds and not mixtures. Okay. The elements are made up of what?
Ma'am, chemicals.
No, atoms.
Atoms, ma'am.
Elements are made up of
Atoms.
Yeah. So elements combine in fixed proportion to form atoms. Understood? So,
Yes, ma'am.
sorry, elements are made up of same kind of atoms.
Yes, ma'am.
They are not made up of different kind. Elements are made up of Same atoms. Clear?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
suppose if we are studying about mixtures, what it can be?
Ma'am, mixtures are compounds combined together.
Mixtures are compounds.
Compounds combined together to make things, ma'am.
It need not be compound. It can be element in the compound or compounds or mixtures of elements and so on. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Good, beautiful explanation. Okay. Now listen here. She told very beautifully. Now, actually, the most fundamental thing that we had, let me consider as a simple substance called an atom. You have an atom. The name of this atom is sodium atom. Okay. Now, just see here, the sodium atom is going to combine by various ways. The sodium atom can combine in any way. Now, if this is made up of only sodium atom, if this is made up of only sodium atom, as a whole, we combine this. அப்போ இது மாதிரி நிறைய sodium atom when they combine, many sodium atom when they combine, they form sodium element. You all understand what I'm trying to say? They form sodium element. Now, suppose if I'm having another set of atom, the another set of atom that I'm having is, okay, I have taken some iron atoms. So these are all iron atoms. Okay, now these iron atoms, when they combine with one another, iron atoms are there. So these are all iron atoms. So as a whole, we say them as iron element. And next thing that I have is my sulfur. What is the next thing that I have is my sulfur atoms. Okay, so I'm having few sulfur atoms. So the sulfur atoms as a whole, when they combine, when many sulfur atoms are there, we call them as sulfur element. This is sulfur element. Now I'm just mixing them in a container. I have taken a container. Okay, I have taken a container and I'm just mixing them. 1 minute. I've taken a container. Inside that container, I'm adding these iron molecules and sulfur molecules. So we have added your iron is there, iron atoms are there, and also you have your sulfur atom. So both are present in the mixture. Actually, the mixture of iron and sulfur looks like this. Could you see the picture? Sulfur is like yellow in color. The iron is in black in color. So the mixture looks like this. Okay. Now, once I mix this mixture, I can separate them by using a magnet. I'm sorry. So once I'm mixing this mixture, I can easily separate them by using a magnet. Am I right or not? Because iron gets attracted by the magnet. When you bring the magnet near to them, all the iron atoms will get attracted towards a magnet and the sulfur gets separated. So here what does it mean is it is just a mixture. But the same iron and sulfur, when I heat, iron becomes Fe2 plus, that is ferrous, and sulfur becomes S2 minus, that is sulfide. You understand what I'm trying to say? Combining to form ferrous sulfide, as I have explained earlier. Now look here, the ferrous sulfide cannot be separated by separation technique. You all understand? So now I would like to unmute one of you and ask explanation for this. Shrutika, can you unmute yourself, Shrutika?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, Shrutika. Did you understand the one that I showed you?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I can't hear you, ma'am. Can you speak a little bit louder?
Did you understand what I taught you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So in that, did you see here in the first technique, what I had is my iron and sulfur mixed. But when I used a magnet, I was able to separate them. Am I right or not? But when I
Yes,
heat the same substance, what happens? They are
ma'am.
forming a compound called iron sulfide. Am I right or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it possible for me to separate as iron from iron sulfide?
Ma'am, I
Is
can't
it
hear you,
possible
ma'am.
for me? Is it possible for me to separate iron from iron sulfide compound?
Ma'am, we can separate, ma'am.
No, it is not possible. If you see here, the black color line or compound irukku illaya? You have a
Yes,
compound
ma'am.
called in a black color light. This is called iron sulfide.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when you look in the previous picture of iron and sulfur, if you saw this mixture, iron you could see separately, sulfur you could see separately. Am I right or not?
Yes, ma'am.
But once you heat them, here a black color substance is formed that is called iron sulfide. From that you cannot separate iron.
Okay,
Clear?
ma'am.
Can you say the reason?
Ma'am, once it is heated, it will. No idea, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. 1 minute. Whoever knows the answer can reply in chat saying, "Ma'am, I know." I'll unmute them. Now just see here, the black color substance is iron sulfide. It's not possible to separate magnet from iron, the iron from iron sulfide, because it has formed a compound. Okay. Yashwant Rishi, what is your doubt? Aluminum oxide formula is not right, Selvanarayana Srivatsan. Hope you listen to what I said, right? Now, the next one is, what is your doubt, Yashwant Rishi? Why we have to crisscross? Okay, I'll clarify that doubt soon. Wait for some time. Elements combine together in definite proportion to form compound. Few of them has given answers. Many of you have given answers for element. And okay, many of you were not able to understand. Yeah, melted and emerged together. Grace has told the answer as because when iron and sulfur are heated, they are melted and emerged together. Similarly, Grace has told the answer. Kanish has told, can ferrous sulfide be attracted by magnet? No, no. Ferrous sulfide cannot be attracted by magnet. I'll show you how. See, listen here. For example, we'll take a very good example of water. Okay, what is this water made up of? Water is made up of, formula of water is H2O. Water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen, correct? It is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. Now, how is hydrogen? Now, hydrogen is a combustible substance. Hydrogen is a combustible substance, combustible gas, and it is gaseous in state at room temperature. Similarly, oxygen, hydrogen and all, we write it only as O2 and H2. I'll tell you why. Now, oxygen is also a combustible substance. What? Oxygen is also a combustible substance. Okay, now, but this is also in gaseous state. But when you combine hydrogen and oxygen, it forms water that is in liquid state, and that is not a supporter of combustion. Did you notice that? It is not a supporter of combustion. Liquid water do not have any of the properties of hydrogen and oxygen. Am I right or no? So from this, what I understand is, when elements combine to form compound, when elements combine to form compound acquires new property different from the elements from which it formed. Clear? See, you are the child of your mom and dad. You might have one or two properties of your parents, but you do not look similar, alike like your parents. Am I right or not? And now, from just because you came from your mom and dad, it is not possible to separate you again into your mom and dad, because you are formed. Okay, it is a growth that happened, cell division, upon nuclear formation, DNA, everything, lot of process has taken place. Now it is not possible to separate. So similarly, it's like this. Once a compound is formed, how they are formed? Compound is formed by chemical combination of elements. Every one of you note down whatever I'm writing. Okay, compound is formed when elements combine chemically in fixed proportion. Clear? Compound is formed when elements combine chemically in fixed proportion. These two are very important. Clear? So when element combines to form compound has a newer property that won't have any of the property of the element. Compound is formed when elements combine chemically in fixed proportion. You understand what I am trying to say? First note down this, then I'll go to the next page. I'll talk a lot about compounds now. Yes, you all have to write this. Is my voice audible to everyone? You cannot understand these 2 points, Samyuta. Samyuta, what I'm trying to say you is, just now I told you that element hydrogen and oxygen combined to form a compound called water. Okay, how do you say water to be a compound? Because water, I know it has a fixed chemical formula. First of all, compound has the following properties. What are the properties? Compound has a proper chemical formula. Okay, and I can say in what proportion, you understand, compound will have a different property than element. Compound has a different property than its elements. Next that I could say is the elements present in compound cannot be separated using physical methods, or the elements present in a compound cannot be separated by physical methods. Okay, now first I'll give you an example. Okay, now if you take your atmosphere, first all of you note down this, then I'll explain the next part. First note down this. Compound has a fixed chemical formula. Compound has different property than its elements. The elements present in a compound cannot be separated by physical methods. Have you all noted down this? I'll show you at last. All the slides I'll show you. Okay, Grace, Achaya, wait for some time. Combustible means something that catches fire. That is called combustible substance. Something that catches fire is called a combustible substance. How can we combine hydrogen and oxygen? Hydrogen and oxygen combines when you give some heat. See, we'll take a very good example of cooking food. Okay. For example, I have taken some container. In that container, I have some water in it. To that water, I'm adding rice. Now, if I let it like this, will it get cooked? No. So what should I do? I'll heat it. I can heat directly in the stove, or I can make use of oven, or I can make use of electric cooker current, anything I can make use of. But I'm supplying energy for rice and water to react, to form, and other spices if I put, to form a proper cooked food. For rice to get cooked, I need heat. Am I right or not? Similarly, when hydrogen, for either hydrogen and oxygen to react, or iron and sulfur to react chemically, you have to supply them with it. But hydrogen and oxygen cannot react in the presence of heat. You have to give current. Heat is not enough for them. For them, you have to give current. Okay, only then they form water. Similarly, iron and sulfur, when they combine, they form ferrous sulfide, FeS. When you heat them, they form FeS. Similarly, each of them have their own nature of combining with other elements. Okay, so elements combine, combining to elements, if you give heat energy, they start combining chemically. Why? Because iron, for example, if you take sodium and oxygen, you need not even heat. They automatically they react to form sodium oxide. Or even if you give heat, they form sodium oxide. What happens here is sodium's electronic configuration is 2, 8, 1. Oxygen's electronic configuration is 2, 6. I told you that sodium loses 1 electron to oxygen. Am I right or not? And here you need 2 oxygen, 2 sodium, because oxygen needs 2 electrons. So 2 sodium will combine so that it will get 2 electrons from each sodium. Now, what happens is, for removal of 1 electron from sodium and adding it to another oxygen, you need some energy. It will not take place automatically always. Certain elements it takes place automatically, but certain elements you have to give some energy, and that's why you heat 2 elements to form a compound. Hope I have made it very clear. You all understand? So that's why if you see, you have hydrogen and oxygen in the atmosphere. In the atmosphere, you have hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, everything you have in the atmosphere. Everything you have in the atmosphere. But and the atmospheric temperature also varies. But nowhere H2 and O2 present in atmosphere will combine to form H2. That won't happen. Okay. The water present in the atmosphere is because of the water in the earth is getting vaporized to form water vapor, and that again condenses and falls down as rain. Okay. So this hydrogen and oxygen in atmosphere, it is just a mixture of gases. The gases present in the atmosphere is just a mixture. Their proportion keeps on varying. Sometimes because of global warming, carbon dioxide proportion increases. Sometimes because of pollution, other gases, sulfur dioxide, N2O, these kinds of gases enters into the atmosphere. But water, if you take, water means you one water molecule will have 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. That's it. You understand what I'm trying to say? So many water molecules, you say that as will combine. When millions of water molecules combine, it results in the formation of liquid water, a drop of water. You are all clear with this? Have I made it clear to you? Do anyone have doubt? Uh-oh. Is my audio clear now? Yes, Srinita, what is your doubt? Okay, first Jwalin, I'll unmute you, then I'll unmute Srinita. Jwalin? Jwalin, kindly unmute yourself, Jwalin. Okay, Jwalin, can you tell me? What is your doubt, Jwalin? Jwalin, I'm expecting you to talk. Jwalin? Okay. Srinita, I'm unmuting you, okay?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, Srinita. Tell me what is your doubt, Srinita?
Ma'am, when the water is vaporized, the nucleus would burst, no, ma'am?
No. Do not have this conception. When water is vaporized, nucleus will not burst.
Or when we drink water, it would, in the digestion process, would it burst, ma'am?
No. First listen. Now the nucleus contains protons and neutrons, correct? And the force between the protons and neutrons is the strongest force existing in nature. Natureல இருக்கிறதுல strongest force is the force between your proton and neutron. And that force is actually called as your nuclear force. Do you understand? Srinita? Srinita? Are you there, Srinita? Unmute yourself, Srinita.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Reply to my answers. Okay, then everyone will understand. So,
Okay, ma'am.
the protons and neutrons are combining. They have a strongest force. Am I right or no?
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
so for example, you and your friend are holding hands to each other. When you people hold hands with each other, what will you do? You are holding your hands very tight. Am I right or not?
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
if I have to separate it, I'll have to give some energy, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, in an atom, the force between the proton and neutron is the strongest force than the force between the proton and electron. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So you cannot just break that strongest force by heat or something. That is not at all possible.
So we should add some chemical with it, ma'am?
No. Actually, neutrons are needed. They'll pass high energy. Not all atoms can. The nucleus of all atoms cannot be disturbed. Okay.
Yes.
The nucleus of all atoms cannot be disturbed. Kids, those who had to note down this also can note down now and listen simultaneously. Okay. So now, it is not easy to break the nuclear force, and it is not happening. Why?
Yes, ma'am.
Because when nuclear force is broken, when nucleus gets bombarded, the very good example is Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Do you know what happened at Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
No, ma'am.
It is a place in Japan.
Yes.
During the World War, America dropped an atom bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. In that atom bomb, they added atoms where the nucleus gets disrupted. What you are saying, the nucleus gets broken down, and
Yes.
that will resulted in a chain reaction. All the nucleus of the atoms got broken down. This will emit immense amount of heat. Actually, what happens is when the bomb bombarded above the atmosphere, the bomb blasted. Okay, like above
Yes.
the land, the bomb blasted. Okay.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Suddenly, what happened is the temperature of the entire area started increasing drastically. Lot of radiations were emitted. Huh?
Ma'am, how could they how is the nucleus burst, ma'am?
Nucleus எப்படி
How?
burst? See, listen, nucleus contains protons and neutrons in it, correct?
Yes,
There are
ma'am.
certain atoms of nucleus of atoms that are radioactive. They say this.
Yes, ma'am. In the periodic table, they have many
Radioactive atoms. These radioactive, like plutonium, you can take. Plutonium. There are a lot of radioactive atoms. Even francium is radioactive. Okay. Now, plutonium, francium, and all, what you do with these atoms? Why are they called radioactive? Because the nucleus of these atoms are highly unstable. So what happens is they keep on emitting radiation. Now, if I give some energy to this plutonium or francium, what happens is the neutrons in the nucleus will disrupt. This neutron has the ability to disturb the nucleus of another atom. That will emit a neutron. That will disturb another atom. So whenever a nucleus is getting disturbed, whenever a nucleus is able to emit a neutron, lots and lots of energy will get emitted. It emits lot of heat because there is a strongest force existing between them. When you break that, lot of energy is getting emitted. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, miss.
So you cannot even imagine. I'll show you Hiroshima and Nagasaki bomb blast. Sun is an example of this nuclear reaction. Sun. Inside sun, only nuclear reaction is taking place. You understand? There is a great difference between the nuclear reaction and the chemical reaction. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's have this as an assignment for the next class. Okay. So next class, what you people are going to do is you're going to come up with the difference between a nuclear reaction and a chemical reaction.
Okay, ma'am.
That is the homework that I'm giving you. Nuclear reaction and chemical reaction. Also, next homework that I'm giving you is you people are going to come up with the difference between compound and mixture. Okay, so I'll just show you the picture of Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yes,
It might be horrible actually, but still, many people died, millions of people died.
ma'am, in one atom bomb, only one atom will be there in a bomb, ma'am.
Could you see the bomb blasting here?
Yes, ma'am.
This is how the bomb blasted above the earth. Okay, it didn't blast on the land. In the atmosphere, it blasted. When it blasted in the atmosphere, that is in a container, in a small container, they had this bomb. Inside that, you had radio. See, just can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
How it is above the atmosphere, the blast took place. Okay, so what it did is when this bomb blast took place, what happened is above the atmosphere, it emitted. This was the bomb. Inside you had atoms. Nuclear reaction continued. At some point, the reaction became uncontrolled, and the container blasted, and all the heat energy that was sustained inside the container during the reaction emitted out, and it looked like this. We can't even imagine, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, because the nuclear force is the strongest force, So when you disrupt that, this happens. So in a chemical
Ma'am,
reaction,
how many atoms were there, ma'am?
millions, trillions, hexillion. See, if you take a pinch of sodium, if I take, you have hexillion number of atoms in it, millions and trillions of atoms in it. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So imagine he has taken the container size of a human being, like half the size, or to the size of a boy of age 10 or 12. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so that size a bomb was there. Inside that, he filled it with so many atoms. In pinch, I told you, you have millions of atoms. So imagine how many atoms would have been there in that container. What would have happened if all the nucleus of those atoms were disrupted, and how much amount of energy would have got emitted out? You can only imagine. You cannot experiment this. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is a
Ma'am,
homework.
what about volcanoes, ma'am?
Volcanoes is a different concept. We'll discuss all those. Just we have completed the chapter. Kids, the homework for you for the next class is finding the difference between compound and a mixture, and also the difference between a nuclear reaction and chemical reaction. That's all for today. Okay. So it's
Yes,
time
ma'am.
actually. Hope you all understood whatever I said so far. Start reading as much as possible. We are not taking nucleus. We are putting the entire atom and the nucleus is disturbed. We'll see about it. Read about it, Rishikesh. Okay, read about it as much as possible, every one of you. Okay, read and write your understanding. Do not copy down the points and just note it down. Read and write your own understanding. Look through YouTube videos and then understand and write your own understanding. Okay, fine. Thank you all. Have a great day. Bye.